pleasure of Anthony Richardson being QB1 for the Indianapolis Colts this year. Just about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour ago, head coach Shane Steichen made the announcement that it will be Daniel Jones as the starting quarterback for Week 1. How are you feeling?
I would disagree with it. I know we're going to hear from Shane Steichen right now. He's going to call us personally and and give his reasons as to why he won the job. I think there's a lot of places you could go with this conversation. I would say first and foremost, the concept of drafting and developing a quarterback that you know is going to be very raw when he enters the National Football League. And yet at every turn, the Indianapolis Colts, despite the fact that they invested a pick in a guy like that, have not given him the opportunity to develop. I think it doesn't make any sense. They have said this whole time, Chris Ballard, Shane Steichen, we know what we're getting into. We know what this is going to be. And yet you bench him last year. A lot of people swore up and down that Joe Flacco was the better option. They immediately took 2 losses on the chin. He was terrible. They had to go back to him. And then now you have here where you're just not even going to give him a shot. And I think this screams that Shane Steichen knows that his job might be in danger. Remember, this is new ownership. Jim Irsay passed away. Yes, it's his daughters, but his daughters are independent beings who have their own thoughts about the way that this thing is going to be run. I think Chris Ballard, I think this is a giant red flag of, hey, Chris Ballard, you're fired, bro. You've been in control of this franchise now for 8 years, I think it is. You have 1 playoff win. You don't have a division title. Your 4th overall pick can't even win the job, allegedly, with Daniel Jones. I think there's a lot of different areas you can go to, which we can get into the depths of it. Yeah. But I just think overall, it is the wrong decision when you're talking about team development and what you should do as a franchise. He needs as many reps as possible. You have decided not to go in that direction. And now you get Daniel Jones, who all of a sudden is, I guess, an incredible quarterback, given everything I'm seeing on social media.
Well, and to your point, he's still chasing reps now. So right. Any opportunity you had to continue that development is going to be stifled now for that reason. And it's interesting because I thought earlier this summer that Daniel Jones had a chance to win this job, that I even brought up the potential for comeback player of the year, thought maybe there could be a Sam Darnold-like revival for his career under somebody like Shane Steichen. But then the more and more we talked, and I really agreed with a lot of the rationale you had about how much this organization wants and quite frankly needs Anthony Richardson to develop and to succeed after you take him number 4 overall just 2 years ago. And now you're stifling any opportunity for that to happen. So I wonder, does that mean the door is closed on Anthony Richardson now with this decision? Well, Shane Steichen had this to say as he opened up his press conference this morning.
All right, I'll start off by letting everyone know that Daniel Jones will be our starting quarterback this season. I thought the competition in training camp was great by both of those guys. I thought they both competed really hard, and it was good to see them cheering for each other and battling the way they did. And you guys heard me talk about the consistency, and that's really what I was looking for. And really the operation at the line of scrimmage, the checks, the protection, the ball placement, the completion percentage, I think all that played a factor in it. I think Daniel did a great job doing that, and I think AR has made strides in that area. But I do feel that he still needs to continue to develop in those areas. And I had a chance to talk to both of them this morning. They were both great. AR was great. He knows that he still needs to develop and learn in those areas, and he knows that he's 1 play away. Let those guys know. Let the team know this morning. Team's very supportive of Daniel, but also supportive of AR and his new role, and he's got to attack it the right way, and then we'll go from there.
There are a lot of layers to that. What did you take away most?
First off, Anthony Richardson had a better completion percentage than Daniel Jones in the preseason, so I don't know what that comes from. No, look, I will say this. What sticks out to me is actually what he said after the clip that we just played, which is now making the rounds, which is, he was asked, does Daniel Jones have a short leash here? And he said, he's our starting quarterback for the season. So, again, this whole concept of, committing to a guy, you can't do it to Richardson, right? But here we are, Daniel Jones, and I will go back to, because I keep saying it, he's better, he's safe, he's a veteran. We have seen Daniel Jones 1,000 times.
Yeah.
We have seen Daniel Jones with the high completion percentage, low average depth of target, dink and dunk nonsense. We have seen Daniel Jones have an issue eating sacks and not being able to decide what to do with the football, right? We have seen this over and over again. This whole concept of Jones being this upgrade, I can't help but go back to last year with Flacco. This is what everybody said about this team last year. You have to start Joe Flacco. He's much better. He gives them a better chance to win. And he was awful. He was terrible in the 2 games that they brought him in there to start. And I just go back to, how are you handling this as a team? What is your goal? And your goal should be to find out what you got with the 4th overall pick. And right now, you don't. In Stormy, you have to decide, are we going to do the 5th-year option? You have to decide what's going to happen. I just don't understand this. And you can sit there and say, well, he needs more time. But you learn by doing. How is he going to learn playing with second stringers in practice and not seeing live action over the course of the next, whatever amount of months until maybe, and I think he will, I don't think it's any question, he'll start some games this year. But if that's the case, just do it now.
And so here's the thing, too, just leading off of your point. We know what the ceiling is with Anthony Richardson, right? And he's very clearly the more talented option between the two. But what is the floor, and can we raise it?
Yeah.
Because you're not giving him an opportunity anymore to do that. And this is a guy who has played 15 of a possible 34 games due to injury, and that has held him back in his development as well. So now coming into this season, being healthier, yes, we had the shoulder scare in the offseason ahead of training camp, but being healthier and ready to go, and not letting him see and start the season fresh and go into it, it just feels like a bonehead move to me. The more and more that we have talked about this, the more I feel like it's just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you have a guy that you took number 4 overall. You have invested all of this into him.
Right.
He's hardly got onto the field. Now he's ready to go fresh for a season, and you're not giving him the chance.
Yep.
So.
And it's Steichen at every turn has shown that. So, again, I'll go back to me, at the end of the day, this screams Steichen knows that his job is up for grabs here. And that he thinks that putting out a guy who at least you know who it is going to give him, like, I guess, the best chance, right? Like, there's going to be ups and downs with Anthony Richardson in terms of the way that he plays. We know that Daniel Jones is just a steady line of production.
Well, so
like
I loved the bet last year. One of my favorite preseason bets last year was his under 16.5 touchdown passes. Mm-hmm. It was like a no-brainer type of a preseason, season-long futures bet, right? Like there are things about Daniel Jones that you just watch him and know he's not the guy. And again, I'll go back to what I said at the beginning of the segment. I did feel like maybe under Shane Steichen that stylistically he could be a fit and that he could have a revitalization if he was given the opportunity. We'll see if he does that or not. But as far as the sample size of what we have seen for years with Daniel Jones is not that. And he's an injury-prone quarterback as well. Okay, that said, win total.
Real quick. Sorry, because I just wanted to say, I thought this was brilliant. I think it was not Stephen Holder. One of the Colts media members asked Steichen at the press conference today, how do you think that I'm paraphrasing, Daniel Jones is a winner when he's like 24, 44, and 1 as a starter? And Steichen's response was, well, he was really good in 2022. Like, brother, we're in 2025. What are we doing here? It was one season.
And that said, another thing with just the comments that we heard from Steichen, it sounds like it's, quite frankly, less about what Daniel Jones has done and more that Anthony Richardson hasn't done certain things.
Right.
And so maybe that's something we need to dive deeper into. I don't know. That said, again, Colts win total set at 7.5. They're the third shot in the AFC South. Texans plus 105 favorites. Jags 3-1. Indy plus 350.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.